What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to have Amy from Illuminating Joy here. We have actually done a two-part collaboration video. The first half is on Amy's channel and the second half is over here. Over on Amy's channel, we spoke about what self-concept is and how it comes into play and how it affects your financial situation and your love life. And over here, we're going to explain to you ways in which you can detect your self-concept, and what you can do to implement.
It's interesting because you hear this stuff, right? There's a lot of videos and people just tell you, what to do, but they don't tell you how to do it. So that was the previous video on my channel. Here's where we're going to tell you how to do it. And it's easier than you think. So don't freak out and think, oh my God, my self-concept, it's like going into a cave without a flashlight and like feeling around. It's the same thing as with all manifesting. And you just need to have a game plan before you tackle it. And yeah, we have some ideas for you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So how to find the quickest and easiest way for you to be able to find issues or underlying problems in your self-concept is to have a look at the areas of your life and try and draw themes and parallels of issues that you tend to particularly regularly run into.
Yeah. And in core beliefs, like if you've ever done work on a different subject in your life and you uncovered a core belief, automatically just double check it on the one area you're working on now. So like if you had a money issue and you solved it and now you're working on love and you had a core belief that you didn't feel deserving with money, just automatically double check it on your love life, because core beliefs tend to go to different subjects and then manifest in different ways. So that's the definite first thing you can do.
Absolutely, especially when it comes down to feeling not deserving or unworthy of things. Yeah. You tend to feel like that about a lot of areas in your life. So if you have been manifesting inconsistent or unfaithfulness, infidelity in your relationships, it's usually as a result of your self-worth. And again, if you have struggles with your financial situation or with home problems and that kind of thing, what you want to be doing is addressing your worth and how you feel about whether or not you are deserving of love, money, a good life, a good time.
So yeah, you look for the parallels, you double check the original core beliefs, and then, like you just said, when you get to the subject you're working on, you always want to ask like a what or a why question. And these are not to dwell on. So this is just to get an answer and do something about it, not to like spiral and go lay on the sofa and cry for 3 days. So be very gentle and kind with yourself when you do this, because you did not necessarily consciously program yourself this way. Most of this, like you said in the previous video, comes from our childhood, what we observed and all that. So a what and a why question are, what does it mean that people keep treating me this way? What does it mean that people keep treating me this way at work or in my relationships or in my family? What do I think it means? You don't have to know the answer. Just what do you think it means? And let it just sort of percolate. And even if you don't think the answer is logical, it's coming from your subconscious. Write it down anyway. People overlook their original answer. That's not true. But your adult conscious mind and your subconscious can have different beliefs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And your brain will always give you an answer. So definitely ask yourself questions and bring an element of self-awareness into your situation. If this is your life that we're talking about, and if you're wanting to improve it, I thoroughly recommend and suggest that you not only manifest amazing things, but you also be mindful of who you are, what conditioning has been given to you, and whether or not it even continues to resonate with you, especially if it is manifesting things that is causing you to want more or ask for more from the universe to brought into your life. Another thing that you can do to be able to unearth your self-concept is for you to have a look at the way in which you treat money or what it is that you think about money. So say, for example, how you can do this is by observing what you see and think when you see other people. So if you see other people in a similar situation to you, or a situation in which you are manifesting, what is your observation, or what is it that you think about when you see somebody become successful overnight? If you are manifesting overnight success, overnight money, a lottery win, what do you think about those people who have done it? Do you think that it was a one-off? Do you think that they're just extremely lucky? Are they just rich because they are connected? That is where you will have issues within yourself, and if you can bring that back to you, you'll be able to work with your resistance in order to be able to manifest it for you.
And with that said, that was amazing. You want to be able to ask yourself these questions very quietly, and from a place of kindness, not from a place of judgment or aggression towards yourself. And I wanted to say what you were saying is, yes, what you observe about other people, your nonchalant thoughts about them, but also your judgments towards other people.
Yeah.
We all have judgments. There's nothing wrong with it. But how are you judging other people? How are you judging yourself? Kindly investigate it, write it down, and then take any manifesting style that you like and apply the flip to that to manifest your self-concept in the exact same way you manifest anything else. It doesn't require extra tools or techniques necessarily, but it requires an awareness to know what to focus on. So if you're focusing on, I want to manifest money or my SP, right? And you're focusing on, I have plenty of money, my SP is calling me every day, whatever that is. At the same time, you would just add in, it's not one or the other, you just add in. And I'm really great at relationships. I'm really great with money. So you just stick them together. Right.
Yeah.
So people panic sometimes when we say do self-concept work because they think it's going to derail them or something.
No. So while I'm manifesting, I'm still using my affirmations. I really, really like to script. So what I do is I will tend to start off if I'm scripting the manifestation, I will start off with the scripting with what it is that I want in present or past tense. And then I will go and address my self-concept in that after it. So for example, if I had an issue with, if I had an unhealthy relationship with money that I thought it was never there for me or that it was hard to come by, I would say something like, I am living my best life. I am earning this amount of money. I am so happy that I now have a better relationship with money. I have noticed that it never runs out, that every time I spend it, it's like a boomerang. It's always coming back to me. And I will just incorporate all of my self-concept, all my resistance into my scripting and my manifestation. Like Amy said before, you can do them concurrently. It's not one or the other. It's quite important for you to be doing them both.
That's the story. That's literally what a story is. A story has characters.
Yeah.
It has subject. It has plot. It has, right. So you want to put your character in the story as well. And I don't mean the character who's like has the thing they want. I mean the character of flesh out this character for you, because like I mentioned in the previous video with when I was manifesting to be debt free, I kept manifesting lump sums of money. And then I realized I was overspending. I needed to deal with that. But the true self-concept was not, I'm an overspender. Yeah. That was how I thought of it. The true self-concept was, I wasn't good with money. And it's hard to take that on for just the first time you hear it. You're like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm not good with money. I thought I was, but I'm not. But then you just flip it. I'm good with money. I'm good with money. I'm getting better every day with money. And you can ease into it or you can go straight for it. But ultimately, the other thing I wanted to say about this is you can add in peace of mind, because the thing I got when I became debt-free and stayed debt-free and then won the contest and won a lump sum of money and all these things happened together with the same exact thing. The thing I got that is the most valuable thing that you cannot put a price tag on is I have had complete peace of mind on this subject for 7 years since.
And how did you focus on your self-concept? Was it just via affirming, scripting, like visualization? You like visualization, don't you?
I do. I'm a visualization girl. So what I actually did was I started working for 4 months on creating a game plan of how to get out of debt, focusing on it, and becoming the person that I wanted to be, where I was happy with myself. I liked myself about money. Yeah. That was the big turnaround. Like I wanted to like myself instead of stressing myself out. And then the contest popped up automatically. It was super interesting. It popped up on my birthday.
Nice.
And which is New Year's. So, it was a New Year's resolution type of thing, contest. And I remember reading it and thinking, somebody devised a contest where the qualifications to win are all of my strengths.
Yeah.
Like, they made the contest for me to win that contest.
Yeah.
And I remember I told my mom about it. I'm like, look, Mom, look, someone made a contest exactly with my strengths. So, but I wasn't there yet. It's still, the contest took several months to go through. Part of the interesting thing was the contest required, and I'm so glad this happened. I'm so glad it took the time. Every day I had to post in an online forum about what I was doing to make progress. Manifesting was allowed in the contest. Goal setting, manifesting. So every day I would wake up and I would say, okay, what can I do today to feel more like the me that I want to be? What can I do today to disassociate or detach from, maybe is a better word, from the old story? And like one day, I noticed I had these expensive makeup products in my medicine cabinet that I did not like and spent way too much money on, put them on a credit card, was paying on interest, hadn't used them in a long time. And I kept them there because it made me feel like I had money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw them, I'm like, that doesn't make me feel like I have money. It makes me feel like an idiot. I took them all and threw them. It was like $600 worth of products, maybe 500 or 600. It was a lot. I threw them all in the trash. And then I updated the journal and I said, today I chose me over the image of having money.
Yeah.
And so I got to go through it that way. I lucked out in that regard, but that's how I did it.
I really like the way that you took what was showing up in your reality as a way to confirm your self-concept as well. Like what you were saying, that it's perfect for you. This is part of your strengths. And I think for anyone who is struggling to build up their self-concept, especially with finances, anytime you're in a position where people are talking about money or some sort of financial situation is arising in your reality, say to yourself, this is a perfect opportunity for me. I am so good with money. Employers love giving me promotions. It's like everywhere I work, every couple of weeks, they're always giving me promotions. Always try and find a way to incorporate it into what's coming up in your reality. And you can use those as cues and reminders to affirm again and again and again.
Yes. I just noticed your earrings, by the way.
Thank you. That's so
I
nice.
was like, are they different? Oh, it's different. I love it. So, and the other thing that you can do is listen to yourself when you talk to your friends and family.
Yes.
Your self-concept will come out of your mouth.
Especially when it comes to your relationships, the
Yeah.
way in which you're viewing your partner or your dating candidates, or even just relationships, especially when your friends are talking about their relationship.
Yeah.
How do you think and what are you thinking about them when they're telling you these kind of scenarios? Also movies for love life, when you're going and watching like romantic movies and kind of stuff. Do you feel like that's the stuff that only happens in the movies? Do you think that romance is dead? Like how is it that you are viewing, and what are, like Amy said, what are the judgments that you're coming off with? But definitely when you are the most comfortable and most yourself when with your friends and family. So like that's very good, Amy. Nice.
Yeah, and also if you feel safe with someone, again, this is someone you have to really feel safe with. You can just ask them, what do you think? You hear me talk, you hear me complain, be gentle, but what do you think? Because someone can tell you like, okay, well, but you also have to be someone who can take that kind of information. So if that kind of information causes you to spiral and sink, don't worry about it. You can still get the information you're looking for. So you get the info about the self-concept. It's exactly the same as looking for anything that you would want to flip in for your result. Then you create a story and you just work on them together. You might get a result before you get the self-concept. You might get the self-concept before you get the result, right?
A lot of the time I get the results and the starting of the results, or things start to unfold as and when it's happening. And again, I'm just using, when your situation comes up, certain anxieties or limiting beliefs or negative thoughts may come up as your manifestation is unfolding, or even after your manifestation has approached you. But again, take those as cues for you to affirm again the new story and what it is that you are manifesting. Please don't give up on this process just because what you've got is here. It doesn't always mean that it's going to be long term. So definitely make sure that you are addressing your limiting beliefs as and when they're coming up.
Yeah, and I think, for people who are especially newer or only working on their first big manifestation to this information, they don't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that. Like, oh, I have to do all this deeper work. Can't I just get my stuff?
Yeah.
Like, we get it. We totally get it. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with getting your stuff and then realizing, oh, I still need to do the self-concept work. We've both done that.
Yeah.
But for anyone who wants to sort of streamline it, and because there is that moment of, in my world, it was disappointment. I'm disappointed in myself mostly, not even just in the result, but like, how am I manifesting money and I still have the same problem?
Yeah.
And we were hoping to be able to save a few people from that, by just hitting home with both of them really, really from the get-go. Or if you've been manifesting for a while, just add it in, because again, the thing you're going to get from your self-concept is you're going to feel like you are the person you've always wanted to be on that subject. You're going to have peace of mind, and you are not going to have to work on the subject after that unless you want to make tiny, tiny, tiny little tweaks or level up. It's not going to be, I stopped solving money problems. I didn't have money problems after that.
Yeah, beautiful. Also, if you're somebody who struggles with triggers or even just manifestation in general, incorporate that into your self-concept. Find this easy, find this something that you are just naturally good at, something that you pick up very easy, and incorporate that in with it as well.
Great idea. I wish I had known that years ago. Because yeah, it's like your mind will take whatever instructions you give it. So if you're like, okay, I heard Amy say it took her 10 months. Don't give your mind those instructions. That's just what happened to me. I'm very methodically slow at things. I like to overturn every little rock and be like, look underneath it to make sure there's nothing there. You don't have to be that way. But yeah, you can be like, I'm doing really well at this. I'm turning my self-concept around really fast. I'm really getting it. It's easy for me. You can add this into your story about your character.
So one other thing that I just wanted to share with you about the time. So like Amy said, I think before, about sometimes it will take one person 1 to 2 weeks to manifest, and the other person could take 10 months. And that's all based on where your starting point is. Everyone has got different starting points and different things to in their self-concept. So don't ever take anybody's timeline and judge it for your own. Only you, the only person that you can compare yourself or your process to is yourself.
Yeah, and even on different subjects, I've had varying amounts of time depending on my programming on each subject.
Yeah.
So, you know, most people in life, not even in the manifesting community, but just in life in general, have one area of their life that they've struggled the most with.
Yes.
It's different. Some people, it's money, and they're like 19 years old and they meet the love of their life and they're happily married for 50 years, you know, and they just can't get their money figured out. Some people, it's their job. They cannot figure out their career. Some people, it's their health. Some people, it's their weight. Some people, it's their love life. And then there's some people who have multiple things going on. But, you know, it always takes a little bit longer, and you want it to take a little bit longer on the subject you struggle the most with, because you're not just manifesting the result, you're manifesting you, the you that you have always craved and been like, please let me be this way. I know I'm this way. And I want to say that I've always felt that way inside of me. Like, I know this is how I am. Why is my reality not matching it? Do you have that feeling?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm constantly coming back to the person I was supposed to be, like this idea of me, of who it is that I was supposed to be and that I lost at some point along the way over the course of my life. Absolutely.
So that's a good way to know that you might want to work on your self-concept, is if you have that sensation of like, I'm not who I think I am. And like, you have a version of yourself in your mind that you know you are, but you can't get your reality to play out that way.
Yeah.
That's a self-concept disconnect that you want to work on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I also want to say too, notice, like if you're working on an SP especially, notice where you have issues with your friends and family. Like, I remember I was manifesting something, and I was talking to a friend of mine who really cares about me, and I was having a rough time, and they were like, you know, you deserve to relax and we only talk about you. And I was like, no, we need to share the conversation. They're like, no, you're having a rough time. You need to only talk about you. And I felt guilty.
Right.
I felt like I don't deserve that. And they kept interrupting me and being like, this is just focused on you. It's fine. You're a good person. This is what they were saying. Like, you're a good person. You're always there for me. Please accept this. And I realized, oh my God, I can't accept, you know, having someone's full attention because I felt guilty. Well, that's part of my self-concept.
Absolutely. A lot of my clients say that they've manifested their specific people, and then when they're getting that sort of treatment, it makes them feel uncomfortable. They either don't find it to be genuine, or it still just isn't quite right. There isn't something quite missing. So I do think it's really important that you are feeling, that you manifest feeling comfortable, that you manifest feeling appreciative. If you're somebody who instantly rejects compliments and things like that, what you want to be doing is focusing on feeling appreciative of that, because anybody who can see anything in you is something that is already residing in you. There is nothing that anybody could say about you that
Yeah.
you can't already see within yourself, because everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is literally just a representation of your subconscious thoughts. So on one level, you do agree with it. You just need to be manifesting the rest of you too.
Yes, and I love that you said that too, because when you're working on your self-concept, you know, it's easy to just get hyper focused on the results. I've done
Yeah.
it. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
You want to focus on I am statements, not they are statements.
Right.
So when you're doing like manifesting with like an SP, you'll kind of mix them up. Like I am great, they love me, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But when you're focused on your self-concept, regardless of subject, it's I am good with money. I am great at relationships. I am deserving of tender love and care.
Yeah.
You know, you could say something like people, you know, support me or whatever like that emotionally. But it's really focusing on you. It's like the result in you, the result in you, the result in you.
Yeah.
And I I love when people come to me and they say, I got what I wanted and it's great, but I'm so happy that I got me back.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for coming and joining us over here to talk about self-concept. I hope you're able to take something away. I will love you and need you. Bye.
Bye.